Hey, what do we have here?
I just wanted to take a lug of your time and look at the new How to Train Your Dragon 2 Power Dragon Meatlug. She's stocky, she's spiky, she's still the George Costanza of dragons. This is Meatlug. Going backwards, here is Meatlug in her Dragons 2 package, as you would see on store shelves. Now I know I've lectured you like tens of times about checking the dragon in the package at this point. With the open box design, when I was at the store, I noticed one of the two Meatlugs was missing her back wing. So that would be really unfortunate to come home missing that. On the back of the box here, we've got a great picture of the Grunkle Spike Blast action feature, the Dragon Rider saddle, and a few of the other dragons available. Out of the package, Meatlug lugs, and this may be one of the best articulated dragons from the series so far. We actually have a dragon with all 4 legs articulated, and because Meatlug's legs are a little longer than some of the others, it really feels like you get some motion out of them. The back legs, you can rear her up a little bit of motion up front here to kind of scratch her chin. Really nice seeing all 4 jointed like that. She also has a jointed neck for her bulbous head here, and you can actually get a full 360 rotation out of her if you try. Be careful, I don't want to be responsible making your Meatlug's head fall off, but that's also really welcome. For the wings here, we've got 2 wings glued, and they're kind of really stuck up right now from being in the package for so long, but they're nice looking transparent wings, just like many of the other dragons from Dragons 2. We have a riding saddle up top. We've got some armrests here for fish legs. We've got a barrel for supplies, kind of a blanket back here. Also kind of wraps around. But it's a really nice touch to see. So that is a really cool looking update to Meatlug. Meatlug's action feature is Spike Blast, and it's a little tricky to pull off because it's like arming a bomb and then trying to get away from it before it blows off all your appendages. The action feature revolves around her Grunkle tail and spikes that you fit into her back here. The back of the box says to wind up her Grunkle tail about 5 times, and I found that is way too much. So what I do about maybe 3. Then you're going to want to let it wind down for a few turns. If you wind it too much, it's just going to unwind itself because it's too powerful. But if it stops midway, you're going to be okay. Then you're going to want to start arming your spikes into her back. And believe me, things can go wrong really fast at any time. Once you've got them all armed, then you've got this back tail button. And simply pressing it should revolve the rest of the tail one more turn and shoot the spikes out. Or they might just shoot out immediately. Let's see what happens, and hopefully I can find them again because I keep losing them. And sometimes that happens too, where she runs out of power. So I'm going to rearm this a little tighter this time. It's really touchy. Almost like Stormfly's missiles on her tail. Let's give this another go now. And so far I'm finding this is the best way, even though it's a little tricky. Oh, there we go. And then arm her. Press the release. And there she blows. Alright, wish me luck. Over we go. So obviously really touchy. Sometimes you'll get a great blast out of it, other times you get that. I have noticed sometimes it helps just to arm maybe 1 or 2 spikes instead of all 4. I think all 4 spikes kind of slow down the mechanism inside and really stop it up. So with 1 spike, you have a better chance of having it fire. And that might be the Meatlug challenge. Start with 1 spike and work your way up to 4 and see if you can get them all to go. Even though the action feature for the Spike Blast is really touch and go, I really like this Meatlug. She looks really good, and with the articulation makes for a fun toy, and you can kind of sit and play with that action feature and try to get it to work. I kind of like how all the spikes fit on her back. It just looks really cool. She's a way better update than the Dragon's Defenders of Berk Meatlug, who is this ugly forest green and has that really complicated ball thing that the longer I own this toy, the harder it is to get her to fire. You really have to squeeze to shoot that ball out. So it's kind of funny that both Meatlugs have kind of a faulty action feature, but when you look at this one, totally better dragon. A quick scaling to the other new Dragons 2 dragons. Here's Hook Fang to show up against Meatlug, and the Racing Stripes Toothless. So you can definitely see her portliness and her stockiness and her just awesome smile. Great addition to the toy line. So that is Meatlug. I think she's a worthy addition to the Dragon collection. Her action feature might be a little sketchy, but it kind of gives you something to do on those boring days. Hopefully we'll see a fish legs to sit up on top of her. It's kind of getting scary the way Spin Master does their toys. You sometimes wonder if they're ever going to get anything on the shelves. Then you see a whole bunch of stuff, so who knows what we're gonna find. That's what I have to say about that.
Ooh, that was one rough, spiky review. Squirrel.